Ladies and gents, welcome back. Canada has been a safe place for people from around the world to come here and make the place their home, a bastion of freedom around the world. But we just ask that people use the proper channels. There's been an influx of illegal immigration into Canada, and it seems that, well, we now have a state-sponsored route thanks to New York City. We have here from the Western Standard, close to 35,000 migrants abandoned New York City for Canada with taxpayer-funded bus tickets. And just so you know, I'm not taking from one source here. We have also from CBC News. New York City is paying for migrants, bus tickets upstate, their next stop crossing into Canada. Here's BBC reporting, surprise, in Canada, as New York City buses migrants to the border. Migrants from the New York Post abandoned New York City for Canada with taxpayer-funded bus tickets. This is world news now. We're all over the place hearing this story. So from the Western Standard here, thousands of migrants who illegally entered the U.S. from Mexico are taking buses to Roxham Road border crossing into Canada. If you don't know what Roxham Road is a place where people can take a taxi, a bus, or whatever to this illegal crossing area where it's really close to the border into Quebec. Now, the RCMP have set up a whole apparatus there now. They have, and it's not border agents there, it's the RCMP. So when people cross illegally into Canada, what they do is they detain them, because that's the purview of what they can do. They detain them and then later release them into Canada. And that's just the way things work in Canada, apparently, at an illegal border crossing. Rather than putting up a border there, they use the RCMP to then release people into the country. The New York Post reports National Guard soldiers have been distributing tickets paid for by New York City at the Port Authority bus terminal in Manhattan to migrants who want to go to Canada. Raymond Pena and his family crossed the border after leaving Venezuela, were sent to New York City, then boarded a bus arriving at a gas station bus stop in Plattsburgh, New York, about 32 kilometers south of the Canadian border, 4 a.m. Sunday. Military gave me and my family free bus tickets, Pena told the Post. I'm going to Canada for a better quality of my life for my family. And, well, if that's the case, do it through the proper channels. Really, really appreciate people not just illegally entering the country. Hazel Crampton says, and New York City Hall spokesperson said Mayor Eric Adams' administration pays companies that run programs for migrants that include re-ticketing so that they can travel to other cities, sometimes with the assistance of nonprofit organizations. Interesting language coming from New York City, which is, as they call in the United States, a sanctuary city. So what are these sanctuary cities? Here's a map of all the sanctuary cities in Canada. A sanctuary jurisdiction are listed below. This is a political amnesty thing. This is only done in, well, particular areas in the United States. Sanctuary jurisdictions listed below. These cities, counties, and states have laws, ordinances, regulations, resolutions, policies, or other practices that obstruct immigration enforcement and shield criminals from ICE, that is the the Immigration Enforcement Agency, to actually detain people, either by refusing or prohibiting agencies from complying with ICE detainers, imposing unreasonable conditions on detainer acceptance, denying ICE access to interview incarcerated aliens. We're talking about people who have broken the law. So somebody who's broken the law, they won't allow immigration agents to go and interview them, find out if they're even legally in the country. Imposing unreasonable conditions on detainer exchanges between, acceptance, denying ICE access to interview incarcerated aliens, or otherwise impeding communication or information exchanges between their personnel and federal immigration officers. Now, on this list, you will see here that, well, yes, New York City is a sanctuary. Well, this sanctuary is involuntarily asking Canada to, well, foot the bill here and become the new sanctuary. Sorry, we're too full. Go up to Canada. They're taking people in. Adams press secretary Fabian Levy says, as we have said since the beginning of this crisis, our goal is to help contact asylum seekers who want to move to a different location with friends, family, and or community, and if needed, re-ticket. Re-ticket is the term they're using. Human traffic, maybe? That might be a thing. To help get people to their final destination, if not New York City. A spokesperson for Governor Kathy Hochul said neither the state nor the National Guard was paying for bus tickets, and referred Post to the city for additional information. At the request of the city, National Guard members have been deployed to the Port Authority bus terminal, where they greet people upon arrival, answer questions, and direct them to services, including transportation options they may seek, says Crampton Hayes. Legally, migrants' movements are restricted to destinations within the U.S. pending outcome of asylum proceedings. But word has spread among the migrants community that Canada, where Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has touted his country's proud and long-standing tradition of welcoming people seeking safety, is the place to go, reports the Post. Wow. Now, that isn't always what is the news on the ground, actually. Here we have Quebec government conflicted over closing unofficial border. Why are they conflicted over it? Quebec government conflicted over, closing Roxham Road here.
If Justin Trudeau could not do something, I'm asking the government to do something.
PQMNA Pascal Bérubé explains his plan to present a motion at the National Assembly demanding the Legault government step in to shut down Roxham Road.
When did we decide collectively in Quebec that 40,000 people by year is a good thing, 20 million more money by month is a good thing?
He cites federal statistics saying 39,000 people entered Quebec through irregular border crossings in 2022. And a La Presse article that revealed it costs Quebec up to $20 million a month in extra social security payments to asylum seekers.
À terme, le gouvernement québécois pourrait décider que la Sûreté du Québec contrôle la frontière québécoise.
Though the border is under federal jurisdiction, Bérubé evokes the idea that the Sûreté du Québec could step in to close Roxham Road if the federal government won't.
If you don't close it, you send the message that everybody in the world is welcome.
Premier François Legault has asked Prime Minister Trudeau to take action on Roxham Road, requesting that asylum seekers either be turned back or get sent to other provinces to reduce the pressure on Quebec. But when asked about Bérubé's comments, Immigration Minister Christine Fréchette contradicted the Premier.
If we close the Roxham Road, we are simply going to invite people to cross the border somewhere else.
Fréchette said the fact that Roxham is controlled makes it less dangerous. Last month, a man was found dead near the crossing, likely having frozen to death.
It is less dangerous than going through the forest.
La ministre contredit le Premier ministre. La confusion est totale.
Bérubé ripped the CAQ for the incoherence, accusing them of total confusion. Fréchette then spoke again, doing a 180 and saying the federal government should close Roxham before the Premier had the final word.
It's important, and we repeat that they close the Roxham Road.
Bérubé's motion was quickly quashed by the government, and Legault said Trudeau is in the midst of negotiations with the United States to change the situation at Roxham and reduce the burden on Quebec.
Well, we're not getting any help from New York City, that's for sure. So here we have it. New York City is aiding in the illegal, state-sponsored illegal immigration into Canada via Roxham Road, which is infamous now. It was only discovered less than 10 years ago. It's now a world destination for people who want to illegally cross into Canada. Now, if this is an issue where you can't, we just need to close the road. No, you could put an actual border that says if you don't have entrance, or if you don't have proper reason to enter our country, they can be turned away. As this is why they would not cross at a normal border crossing. So put border agents at the Roxham Road, and you don't have to change anything. You just turn people away. And, well, yeah, they may try to find other ways to get in, but you'll just have to turn them away at that point. Anyway, let me know what you think. What would be the actual saving grace in this situation? What could they possibly do to alleviate the issue? I would say maybe if New York City wasn't shipping them here, that would be a different story. If that weren't the case, I'd say sanctuary cities, do your job and be a sanctuary. Don't impose this on others. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.